Hi, and welcome back to Miss Cell Creations. I have a coaster set that I've been working on for, I don't even want to tell you how long. It's been months. I started it this summer, and I've just been doing it with extra resin. And what I'm doing is I'm making a coaster set. They're beach themed coaster sets. And each scene is not going to have the traditional blue water. I wanted to try something different. I made a keychain with a pink, and I made another one in purple instead of the blue water. And I tell you what, they were so pretty. So I thought, well, why don't I make a coaster set that way? So I have made a pink one, I have made a purple one, and I'll show you the blue one. This is just the blue. I'll show you the others when we're done with the video, the whole video. And they're so pretty, and I thought, well, I'm just going to make one in different colors. We're going to make them bright and colorful and fun, and see how what people think of those. I think they're gorgeous. So I've gone ahead and mixed up. This is actually some resin from a leftover resin from a couple of keychains that I was making for a client. And I'm just going to pour this down in the bottom, oh, I don't know, third, between a third and a half, closer to the third mark. I don't want to fill it clear up to the top because I want to leave room for some shells and some starfish and some fun stuff down here in the sand. And in our sand, I have made, so it started with resin, and I added some sand. I also added just a little bit of gold glitter to it to give it a little bit of sparkle, and then mixed it in really good so it's like concrete. I mean, it's thick, but I don't want it running out into the rest of my mold. The other thing that we don't want this to do is I don't want a solid flat across here. No beach is ever flat. You know, it's got ups and it's got downs. You've got high spots and low spots. And so we want this to mimic that as much as we possibly can. And then I'm just going to go around the edge and kind of feather it down. So it hopefully will keep the resin from just running out into the bottom of my ocean floor, if you will. Like I said, you don't want it to be straight across because there's no such thing as an ocean floor that's just straight. That just doesn't happen. And it's pretty much going to self-level, and that's fine. We just don't want to fill the mold because we want to have room for all of our goodies. All right. I still have a whole lot of resin or sand I got to figure out what to do with. Okay. So to fill it in, we've got seashells. Let's see, or not seashells, these are starfish. And I like to group things into threes. So we'll put a starfish there. And maybe one over here. Keep in mind, by the way, your starfish are going to bubble, and they are going to release air pockets when we put our resin in. So go ahead and stick them down in there so that they're secure. But when we add the next couple of layers, we're going to need to make sure we're careful and we cover these really well and then monitor them really well because they are going to give off air pockets. And we'll need to make sure we really monitor for that. So I got some shells here. That's a really pretty bluish. I think I'll save that one for later. So I think I want to put a dark shell with this one, a lighter shell with that one. I really like this one, but it's going to be too thick. It's a big one. It's going to go over the top of the mold, and I don't want to do that. Oh, that's a really pretty one. Let's do that one maybe down here. And to keep this from giving off too many air pockets or air bubbles, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with some clear resin just to try and help fill those voids so that we have the least amount of air pockets as possible. And then we're going to have to push that way down in there so that it doesn't go above my sand. We're just going to pull that sand out so that he can sink down in there real nice. And you don't ever want anything right up against the edge. These are really close, but they're not touching the edge because there's a chance that that might not get covered on the edge, and then you're going to have the edge of something sticking out in the on the edge of the coaster. You don't want your starfish point hanging out over the edge into the edge of your coaster to cause it, you know, it could cause an air pocket or whatever. I love this shell, so we're going to put that shell down here. Almost too dark to stand out, isn't it? And then you can put a couple little strays in there. Let's tuck one more right in there. And then down there, let's put a pearl. How about that? Just like that. Now we're going to let this cure. I'm going to put it on a heating mat so it'll cure a little quicker. And then we're going to come back and we're going to add, I got to figure out what color we want to do. We've got purple, we've got pink, we've got blue. What do we want to do for our last color? I'll have to figure that out. And I will do that while this cures. We'll be right back. I have our last coaster is cured and ready to go. So these are the other three that we have. I have it in purple, I have it in blue, and I have it in this beautiful pink. So I've debated on maybe orange or yellow. Yellow's really hard to get a true color out of, or a really nice color. So I have decided we're going to go with olive. Hopefully I get a real pretty green out of it. Please let me get a pretty green out of it. Mixed up some resin. I have some unicorn or crushed crystal in it by Unicorn Art. Add a little bit more because you got to remember this is deep and my mold is not deep. It's pretty shallow. So it's not going to be that dark. And I am, please don't mess it up, Kathy. I am going to add just a drop of white to brighten it up. Come on. Oh, yeah. Got like a lime green color, I think, going on there. Yeah, I think that'll be great. And I do have some white that I've mixed up, and I put, I want to get that everywhere. I've put some Let's Resin Ocean White pigment paste in it. And we'll use that for our waves. Oops, I want to spray that. There it is. Hopefully avoid any bubbles along this edge here. And you can see that my white has run over, or my clear from the sand, and that's okay. You're never going to see that. It's going to be underneath this green, and it's going to be just fine. Okay, and then I'm just going to take our white. Not that much. And I'm going to tilt that so that it runs over the sand a bit because I want, there we go. And then I just want the white here along the edge. And then we're going to thin it out and spread it. And I'm good with that. Alright, once this cures completely, I will come back and put a top coat on it because it's not quite full yet. and that'll fill that all the way up, and then we will have a full set. We'll be right back. So now that this is cured, we're going to go ahead and unmold it. This ended up being a pretty cool green, yellowish green, I think. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go around and I'm going to put cork backing on all of these. So what I have done is I have this roll of cork, and I have this big roll of just some pink ribbon I had in my stash, and it just happens to be the dang near perfect size for these coasters. I'm never going to get an exact because of the unique outline of this, so we're going to be happy with as close as we can get. So, and I am all about saving as much as I can scrap wise. I want to try and be as resourceful as I can, so I try and put it as close to the edge as I can. And then we're just going to trace around. Oh, did I get too close over there? Probably a little, but by the time I cut it, yeah, I'll be all right. And then you just cut it out, and I cut it, I do this on the white side because it's a lot easier than seeing the mark on the cork. And this is the side, honestly, that's going to show. I'm going to throw this white piece away, so why cut on the cork and have a chance of it showing? So I've gone ahead and I've already cut this one out. I do have some trimming to do on this one, so I'm going to just put the backing on one of our other ones. I have this blue one. We're going to just put it on that one. And I like to get a weeding tool for my Cricut. It helps me grab that edge. And you really only get one shot at this because it's going to stick. And then push it down really, really well. You don't want that coming up. There you go. Oops. And there we have it. So we did end up with this yellow, greenish yellow. And we have the blue. And I have a pink. And this beautiful purple. Oops. Shifting everything around here. And then this beautiful purple here. So I think they're gorgeous. I love them. It's a different way of looking at an ocean themed set of coasters. Some of the shells were a little too thick, so they do stick up out of the resin just a little bit. But I will put that on Etsy that, keep in mind these are real shells, and some of them were too thick to fit completely under the resin. I might be able to put another coat on this one and get those under. But this one's super close already, but I already top coated that one. I really can't put much more on that one. And then I think this one was the same way. It just barely comes out of there. Just barely pokes through that top layer. So, but what do you think? Do you like the different colors? Should I have stuck with just a set of the blues? I have the keychain is actually kind of what started this. I made a keychain in the purple, one of my letter keychains, and a beach themed with the purple. Somebody had actually asked for it. And so that's kind of what started this whole concept. And I tried a pink one and I thought, oh, I wonder what that'll look like in coasters. And I love them. I think they're beautiful. So let me know down in the comments what you think. If you don't like this color, what color would you have chosen? Maybe an orange or yellow, or I don't know, what would you have done? So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps my channel a ton. And we will catch you guys the next time. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.